This first example begins with a major uptrend reversal. As price drops sharply, the downtrend accelerates steeply, with two sharp downswing points. These points can be the basis for a downtrend line that will be the center fan line of a Fibonacci fan. Although price does approximate the decline of the lower fan lines, it isn't until after the new uptrend gaps up that there are well-defined swing points in the upper half of the fan, showing the influence of the previous downtrend more clearly. Since those two downswing points did have above-average volume, it is possible to lower their points onto the candle bodies instead of the highs. And that produces slightly different results, where there's more coverage during the bullish reversal. But overall, still not that much of a difference, since the steep downtrend only had two noticeable downswing points to base the fan on. Then, with the simple addition of a Fibonacci retracement based on the entire length of the downtrend, we can identify some key intersections of fan lines and retracement levels. Of course, they won't be perfectly neat, but these points in particular did closely approximate some key turning points as the chart tried to transition to a more neutral to bullish phase. Here's a similar situation, a relatively steep downtrend, with only two more well-defined downswings near the beginning. As price begins a steep rebound, placing a fib fan on those 2 points reveals the bottom half of the fan isn't that useful to begin with. But as price slowly settles into the upper half of the fan, those projected downtrend lines from the fan become quite accurate. Now, even though there wasn't exceedingly high volume for both the swing points, we could try to lower the center line with a shallower downtrend line. But even doing that wouldn't have made the lower half of the fan that useful, given the steep downtrend. Adding a Fibonacci retracement is useful again, but the intersections aren't as clear in terms of highlighting distinct areas in price and time, because the fan lines, and to a lesser extent the retracement levels, are compactly closer together, given the more narrow price range in comparison to the last example. In terms of an option that adds the element of time, the Fibonacci time zone is of course a great option, and it can be quite useful in these combined variations that highlight quite a few, but not all the key swing points when the new uptrend takes off, then begins to slow down. Let's go back to a much larger downtrend, which accelerates further with a sizable gap down. Nonetheless, we still have some clear downswings to base a fan on. And right away, the fan lines show their validity running through key swing points so far. And later, they will be useful in projecting other possible trend lines in the event this gap can be filled. As price goes more neutral to bullish, contact up onto a first fan line doesn't produce a downswing, but it does indicate when price temporarily slows down. Then the next fan line is most useful, as it projects a trend line that would have been less clear earlier in the downtrend's development. In fact, this projected fan line is where price makes a significant reversal to end the bullish sentiment that has now failed to fill in the gap completely, and instead result in a further continuation of the already large downtrend. In a case where a steep long-term downtrend has a gap down, but price doesn't make any significant attempt to fill it in, but instead drifts lower, the fan can still be useful in projecting that approximate trajectory, and where small pauses in the drop could be resisted again as price stays in the lower half of the fan. In a situation like this, where price alternates between periods of higher volatility and relatively compact trading, the fan lines are limited in usefulness because they are too close together, and/or price runs through multiple fan lines at once. Given the context, that allows for larger price moves in a shorter amount of time. But this limitation is highly understandable, especially right after a stock's IPO, like this chart example, when this kind of trading is more common. And later we see the opposite end of the spectrum again, where extremely large and steep movements also limit the usefulness of the fan lines. Although this chart has some moderate to large movements and sharp swing points, it's overall slow-moving and relatively stable most of the time. So placing a fib fan just before the steep bullish acceleration to the sharp retracement produces a fan with relatively moderate proportions. So as price drops at a moderate pace, with moderately sized movements, the fan lines become quite useful in projecting the incline of retracements on the way down, as well as where there could be internal resistance for downswing points. Like earlier examples, we could add a fib retracement and look for when price is close to intersections of fan lines and retracement levels to see where the trend could slow down and speed back up. Now, you may have noticed that the box in the bottom left of the fan has a grid with a lot of the same Fibonacci numbers as the retracement, kind of like a Gann box. So you could actually use this instead. Just drag the grid to cover the price range of the uptrend, like the Fibonacci retracement. Then try to line up the vertical lines with key swing points when the reversal to the current downtrend begins. And you can do this in several ways since there are multiple vertical lines. This way you can get the same fan lines to project the incline of retracements, but also get more concrete horizontal price levels and time zone lines with intersections covering swing points that might not necessarily be covered with the fan lines alone. However, using this grid in the Fibonacci fan is usually only useful if there are moderate proportions that aren't too small or large, like in this case. When there's a relatively stable trend with well-defined swing points, the fib fan is of course useful for projecting trend lines. Then, when the trend is so neat, it leans towards resembling a moderately wide channel. Using a Fibonacci channel is also an option to project similar trend lines. But no matter how you choose to project trend lines, the addition of another Fibonacci tool, like the Fibonacci time zone especially, could be useful in its multiple variations to outline areas where and when reversals are more likely to occur. Also, another thing to note in the fan versus channel discussion is that, like in this case, a fib fan based on a relatively parallel channel can identify the decline of some minor retracements during this uptrend, though eventually price can leave the fan's boundary, at which point it is no longer relevant. A channel could have similar limitations, even if its extension levels could go slightly higher, especially if the larger extension levels are checked past 4. But even then, price could eventually move past those extension channel lines as well, in which case, the more important factor is the proportions of the original channel these tools are based on, and the portion of a trend they were based on, in terms of covering a larger price range for a longer duration. For more on the Fibonacci fan, Fibonacci channel, time zone, and all the other Fibonacci tools, please check out the link in the description and pinned comment. For highly detailed videos on how to use them,